some people are panicking because I showed the email yesterday of the receipts I have where the situation that they're accusing me with my ex-wife and me supposedly being a wife beater. And people are like panicking saying, oh, you showed the email where I lashed out. No, brethren, that was deliberate. So this poor brother was panicking. You mods, that was deliberate. Take it easy. I'm telling you, I have the receipts. I have the emails for the full situation if I have to mention it. So I know you guys are concerned. Let me explain one more thing. I've never lied to anyone, and I'm not going to lie to you. I've been very honest with you guys. Sorry, I got bit. I don't know if I got bit. So for the record, just to say, because this poor brother was panicking for me. For the record, just let you know, I deliberately showed that email because I have the receipts. Sorry, man. See this right here? Ooh, I got bit. Okay, so you guys panicking? No, I said I have the receipts. I have the email in case I need to give the full story. So now, for your benefit, let me explain. You ready? I'm going to explain it. But I want to wait for Sunday, if they're that dirty and they mention it, so that I can then have to now bring additional details. Sorry. Yeah. So sorry for the drama. This is just the drama, right? Yeah, man. No, this was in my state. I got bit. So yesterday I showed that I have receipts, and they saw the email, and they saw me saying that I lashed out at my wife. Yeah, lashed out, but there's a context. It's not, I'm a wife beater. I'm not a wife beater. I just want to be clear. I deliberately showed that. I wasn't hiding it. So I guess you guys didn't understand. I deliberately showed to show you the facts of the situation. Now, sorry, guys. I know you don't want to hear the drama. I apologize. Okay. I don't want to bore you with my problems, but just for the record, the brothers listening, I wanted to show the email to have the receipts. Now, do you guys want me to talk about it in brief? Sorry about that. Damn. Do you guys want to mention it in brief? Yeah. I can, but I want to wait to see what they're going to do. And eventually I will then do full disclosure, receipts and everything. Okay. Brethren, when they tell you I'm a wife beater, that's a lie. That did not happen. That did not happen. I'm not a wife beater. Even my ex-wife can testify. Now, I'm going to wait for them to unleash whatever they're going to unleash on Sunday. And I got emails. David Wood's going to be in the emails. And then other things that I'm going to bring up against David Wood, if he stoops that low, to show that he's a lowlife. What happened is, again, see, I want to just share this with you guys because if I share it, people are going to think that I'm justifying, or what's the word I'm looking for? Deflecting. Okay. There are dozens of eyewitnesses that are still available. You can reach out to them and ask them. Even the elders of the church that I was involved, right? Even my ex-wife's brother, people are still friends with me. This accusation of these Muslims that look to my court file said that I'm a wife beater. Or now that Apostate Prophet has chimed in with Anthony Rogers saying wife beater. That is a lie. I'm not a wife beater. So just, I will give you the details if you want them because I've never lied to any of you. But I have to be careful what I say because right now, my daughters are not kids anymore. So now my daughters are going to be now constantly exposed to the situation with their mother and I, and to the online bickering. So I pray God protects them. I don't care what anyone thinks of me. I don't care what anyone thinks of me. I'm letting you know. What matters is that Jesus is not displeased with me, that Jesus is not disgusted with me, that Jesus does not hand me over and has pity on me and forgives me and my daughters. That's all that matters to me. On earth, I want to glorify Jesus Christ till I die and take care of my daughters, and that's it. Whether people like me, whether people don't want to support me, that's between you and the Lord. That's your conviction. That is your conviction. And if you feel convicted that you don't want to support me, follow your conviction. Follow the Lord Jesus Christ. Sorry, guys, it's killing me. Okay? I've never lied, and I will not lie to you. This incident about me being a white beater, that's not what happened. So I have to be careful because I don't want to demonize my ex-wife any worse than she's already demonized herself. I have to be careful. The Lord is my witness, and I have eyewitnesses who are still my friends. In fact, several of them are going to be with me for PBD. They're going to be with me. They're witnesses to this. They're all witnesses to this. Thank you, Lepanto. Even Albie said, if you want me to come to testify, I will. Many witnesses who will tell you. For 10 years, I lived. So I have to be careful. I'm going to say this because people want to say, oh, look at you. Right? You're trying to justify. No, there's no justification. I'm a sinner. I've never proved otherwise. For 10 years, I would get verbally abused and physically hit. Physically hit. That's the fact. God is my witness. Witnesses, no one can deny that. There was an occasion where we're in the car, and I'll even tell you, it was on Thanksgiving. I remember it, 2014. Something happened between my ex-wife and her brother. They got into an argument. Days leading up to Thanksgiving, it wasn't going good for us because the arguments and the shouting escalated and her physical hitting me escalated. The Lord is my witness when I'm going to tell you this, guys, because I owe it to you. I'm going to tell you. Prior to that event, my ex-wife threw a spoon the back of my head open, and I started on my white shirt in front of my young daughters. So I played it off because my daughters were there. The day after that, she started pounding me, punching me. I grabbed her nails, and she started biting me. She left bruises on my arms. The Lord is listening if I'm lying to you guys. So you can do with it what you want. It then escalated that on Thanksgiving, because I remember because it was November 27th. It was Thanksgiving. It was Bruce Lee's birthday. Went to my in-law. Her and her brother got into an argument. She blamed me for it. She was driving. We're in the car. So I'm going to just tell you. In the car, I used to have a beard. I even have the license. She starts screaming to high heaven. Driving, my kids in the back crying, yanking my beard, punching me in the chest. I jump out of the car and I say, help. That's what I used to do, by the way. When she would scream, I'd open the door and scream for help. So then what happens? I get in the car. She starts on yanks. When she yanked, from the pain and anger, I reacted. I hit her back. Hit her back from the passenger side. That's what happened. Now, my knuckle hit her eye and it got swollen. That's what happened. So guess what she did? She started taking pictures because that was the moment she was waiting for. Sent it to people to try to destroy my ministry. That's what happened. I'm not a wife beater. I've never hit a woman. Even though there is no justification. But when you have someone who is a sinner, who's imperfect, who has his own issues, you can condemn me if you want. You can stop some. I understand perfectly, but that's what happened. And the only people who understand what I've been through are those who've had to live with abusive spouses. That's what happened. So this about white beating, that's a lie. I'm not a white beater. She has testified with her own mouth. He's never been violent before. I don't feel threatened by him. Even afterwards, he's never been violent, and I don't feel threatened by it. She said that in front of the court when she served me divorce papers in 2017. This is the honest to God truth. But they keep using it over my head to try to use that to destroy the ministry. And God doesn't need me, guys. God doesn't need me. God doesn't need me. So if the Lord wants to shut me down, you won't lose anything. Brethren, you don't need me. You won't lose anything. This is what happened. You understand? This is what happened. David Wood is a witness to this. And I have the emails. This is why David Wood and them never stopped doing ministry with me. Never stopped doing ministry with me. This is why my church did not throw me out They asked us to seek marriage counseling. That didn't work either. None of that worked. It wouldn't work. So I understand if you guys hate me for it and want to stop. Believe me, you follow your conviction. And I'm going to say it again. You do not need me. But the Lord is my witness. They're lying to you when it says that I'm a white beater. That is a lie from the pit of hell. So I deliberately showed the email because these guys think they're scaring me. You know who flees? The wicked. But the righteous are bold as lions. And you know the only people? Yeah, and I have the emails. I have them saved. I'll show it to you guys. I'll show it to you. Brother, I have the emails, says Scotch. I swear, here, let me show it to you so you guys don't think I'm lying. You know, understands someone who's been in an abusive relationship, whether a man beating a woman or a woman. There are women who beat their husbands. This is a fact before the Lord, and God will damn me to hell if I'm lying. So how low and scum are these bastards to try to use that to try to discredit me? So now I told you, but I wanted to wait. So I swear to you, it wasn't my intention to bring it up. I wanted to up it because this brother panicked. You go, oh, they saw it. I want you to see the email. So I apologize to you guys. This is why God saved me from that Jezebel and removed me from the state. Because, brethren, if I was still in the state, this woman would have drove me to suicide or I would have been in jail. This woman. In fact, Albie is listening. Albie, when I went to Chicago to visit my family, she instigated a situation with her husband to try to beat up Albie. Thank God my friend Albie controlled himself from beating him to oblivion in front of my daughters. She has no fear of the Lord. Albie's my witness. That's why I said, anytime you want, I'll come up and testify. Anytime you want. That's why I stopped going to Chicago, people. I stopped going to Chicago. No, obviously he's going to mention it. You know why, Solution? How does Apostate Prophet know when he says, oh, you're not going to beat me like you beat women? I stopped going to Chicago for that reason. I don't go back because I cannot risk going to a state and she causes drama and then the police get involved. She instigated this guy, this adulterous man that she's married to. She instigated where he came out acting brave, trying to punk Albie. And God blessed Albie to control himself because Albie did not want to react and hit him, knock him out in front of my daughters. But that's the kind of scene she caused. Okay? That's why I don't visit. Why do you think my daughters come and visit me? I can't, brethren. And I have the emails telling David Wood, for years I told you, I have it. Emails, documentation, I got receipts. I'm not afraid of these guys. These punks come. Because that's all they can do is discredit me, but they can't refute me. They can't. What does that tell you that they're making about an issue that happened in 2014? In the email, I'd say, David, you know, for years I told you, this woman keeps hitting me. I have the email. You were a witness when I said, I know she keeps hitting me. I don't know what to do. I'm afraid that one day she's going to hit and I'm going to snap. I'm human. I have the emails. See, emails don't lie. Receipts don't lie. And to prove to you that he knows I'm right, why did he keep doing ministry with me? Can you explain why Anthony Rogers, why David Wood, they all would still do ministry with me, platform me, and do shows with me? See, their hatred of me or their alienation of me has nothing to do with this situation. It's because I'm not an ass kisser. I'm not an ass kisser. That's what they can't stand. I'm not going to kiss their ass. Here, let me show you the email so you guys don't know I'm lying. So I'm sorry, I wasn't going to bring it up, but my poor brother William, who loves me and cares for me, he's like, brother, they saw email. I go, I did it deliberately because I don't want people to think I'm lying. I'm not lying to you. I have not lied to you guys. Now, you want to condemn me? It's your choice. I deserve hell. But if you understand that even those who try the hardest to serve the Lord struggle with the flesh, and I married a Jezebel to my shame, but I can't regret it. Brother, you know why I can't regret it? The greatest thing that came out of my marriage is my daughters. I will never, ever regret marrying her because I have these two angels. If the Lord were to tell me, guys, if the Lord were to tell me, I'll go back in time and you don't have to marry Michelle, I would ask the Lord, but would you still give me my 2 daughters? He says, no. I swear to you, as the Lord lives, I'll say, no, I will marry this woman over and over again to have these 2 daughters, because I can't imagine life without them. The only things I love on earth more than me is my daughters. And the one I love more than them is Jesus, as well as the Holy Mother. I love the Holy Mother more than my daughters. I'm not. And I've always tried to be honest. So sorry, now it came out. I said I wasn't, but it came out. What do you want me to do? I apologize. I wasn't blaming, but I guess it was God's will for me to do it. So, brethren, I understand if you hate me and you want to stop. So I understand. I swear to you, you don't need me. I'm not being fake. You don't need me. The Lord doesn't need me. We need the Lord.